First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to interview for your school district. Your first question is asking what the principal's role is in technology use and tools, and how would I be a role model in this area. First of all, technology is an extremely important piece in the schools. I think we need to continue to enhance the technology use within the schools themselves. It helps student and teacher with increasing skills in general, especially in the area of communication. It can help enhance teachers' teaching within the classroom, and it's a great platform for communication. For me to support it, I think that the main piece is to support the risk takers and those people willing to try new things in technology, look for ways to maintain and grow technology within the schools, and try to incorporate it as much as possible in every way. The programs that I currently use are Google Keep. It's a great note-taking piece for me. Allows me to keep things in a nice, orderly fashion in one spot. Calendar, of course. PowerPoint and word processing are a day-to-day kind of necessity anymore. The infotech piece is extremely important, and being able to collect data and see how teachers are doing and how the students are doing within the classroom, where we need to work on different kinds of curriculum pieces. Communication, of course, is the last piece. It's really important that we're able to communicate with our teachers and everybody, including the families, and that can be done through email, OneNote, Teams, and also through websites and different kinds of social media. Technology has been an incredibly important role in this whole pandemic and the COVID-19. It has been extremely important through the communication process, and it's allowing our education to continue forward for students, allowing students to be able to get their lessons, respond back for those lessons, continue their coursework, and keep the learning rolling. It has allowed teachers to stay in contact with their students as well as the parents and families as well. It allows us to have in-person conversations through Zoom, Teams, Google Hangout, or even Skype as a way to communicate with our families that we are there for them and that they are part of our whole family and our school district. So my plans for supporting teachers in this technology world is just giving them the things that they need to feel like they can take risks with it and help push the learning in their classroom around technology. It's very important that we understand that technology is just a way to enhance the education and not is the education. Really the difference though for me is that technology itself is only as good as the willingness for the people that you work with to use it and their comfort with it. And so in order for us to have teachers feel like they can use it and are comfortable with it is to give them the proper professional development opportunities to learn more about it, to play with it and use it so they feel comfortable using it. Those kinds of trainings would come from either actual online trainings, in-person trainings, maybe working with an instructional coach, things like that. In the whole process is the more that we can support the risk takers in using these tools to increase learning, and that's the important piece, is that we're increasing the learning through these new tools. So my expectations in general for teachers is that they need to use technology for communication, they need to use it for their information systems as far as keeping their grades and their role, and then furthermore as using it in order to enhance student learning. Accountability is always an issue. We don't want to have teachers basically using the technology as the only source of education. That's why we pay them, is to have them actually be in charge of the students' learning, and so we want them to use the tools that are given to them, but those tools do not need to be the sole purveyor of all information. So in order to hold people accountable for that, we would use steering committees or committees that will look at the different ways that technology can be used, and through conversations keeping track of how other teachers are using it throughout the building. Use of surveys, observations of the classrooms, strong communications of our expectations. Making it a part of our eval process is important, making sure that people understand that the expectation is that they are using technology and how they're using it. having just general conversations about things in their classroom and what they're doing really gives us a good insight in how they're using technology in order to increase student learning. Use of a tech person. If you've got a tech person in your building, being able to use them to tell us how things are going and the use of the technology in the classroom. And also, the wonderful thing about technology is the amount of data that you can collect from it. Gleaning the data from your informational systems, from what teachers are doing in the classrooms, from their lessons, from all different areas, and using that data in order to paint a picture of how technology is being used within your classroom, within the schools, and within the school district.